Hi, everybody. Welcome to this week's session of Real Life of the Entrepreneur. And today, CJ Boyd and myself are going, Anjanette, hello. We're going to be talking about something that really struck a chord with me this week. It's about these conversations that we're having, and you don't even know who you're talking to anymore. Everybody's talking about this AI crap out there and who's who and who's not. So let's hop into this. So prior to going on air, I was telling you that I was in a group and they were saying how you don't have to be a professional because AI will make you look like a professional. So you don't have to have any real skills, you know. So I've worked for the people my entire life doing service. So in my head, right went to, then who's helping the clients? Because the machine can't show up. It could tell you the script, but at some point, you have to have the skills to actually get them there. So they're basically telling people how to commit fraud and get away with it, right? And and steal people's money. And this is the new business. This is what the business model is being out there. So there's no authentic self and use somebody else, right? So this is what they're teaching, and they're saying this is going to be so big. So I told you the woman who was talking about this was saying, oh, they're going to replace doctors, because the robots, they have a 99% chance, of. And I'm saying, who is going to operate on the patients? Is the machine going to show up? Because who's going to do it?
Right.
So the
I
fact
think
that she even went there, I was like, really?
it scares me because I'm sorry, if I go to a hospital and I'm having a major surgery, I want that human connection. I want to look that man in the eye and go, I fucking want to live. Please do your best to save me. I don't want some machine just cutting me open and doing the thing. I want that human connection. I want that person to see me as a human being, as a living being, as somebody who really wants to live, or you know what I'm saying? Instead of having, I mean, there's enough, let's be honest, there's enough smoke and mirrors and bullshit out here in the online space for somebody to come across and tell someone else, you don't need to be an expert, you don't need to have any skills. AI will make you sound that way. There's enough of that shit going on with people spewing shit out of their own mouths. We don't need some AI stuff to do that for us.
It's so true, but I mean, I've been in healthcare all these years, CJ, and you need to have that personal connection, you do. You can't, I mean, people are coming to you at the most humbling part of their lives. I mean, I walked away from a job many years ago after 14 years because there was no personalization at that time. At that time, we weren't sending people in and out to the hospital. Hospitals weren't getting paid if they caused another disease or an illness or something like that, right? So there was all this documentation. So when they started worrying so much about the documentation, they stopped worrying about the patient. And I said, I didn't sign up for this. I'm not a secretary. I'm here for the patient. So do your own books and let me go do what I got to do. And most nights I stayed long after my shift to actually make sure all the things they wanted us to sign for were done. And it was making me physically ill because all of a sudden I felt like it was a hindrance to my job. Oh, wait a minute, got to do this note. Oh, wait a minute. It's not about that. You're not there. That's at the end. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, oh, well, we need this for billing and we need that for billing. Who the hell cares about your billing? The patient is here now. Worry about
Right.
that later. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but I see a lot of that on the market. And for me, because I am trying to really teach health, I really want people to get this, that, I was one of those people that yo-yo dieted as a kid, and I know they don't work, right? So until I took the time to learn that, I wasn't going to get those results, and I'm in healthcare, shame on me, right? So, if you keep looking for these easy steps, it's a much longer route because those quick fixes, you need another fix and another fix and another fix because None of them work. And like you said, a lot of these people that are online really don't have skills, and they're spewing all this shit out, and they're being taught how to market to people's pain points, but they don't know how to deliver. And people are paying thousands and thousands of dollars to get ripped off and be right where they were.
Exactly. It's sad because I'm sorry if I'm going to pay someone thousands of dollars to be in a coaching container, and I want that person to at least know what I'm experiencing. I want that person to have traveled that road and felt the things that I'm feeling. Because I'm sorry, somebody who programs something in AI, they don't have a clue. I might, that's robotic, and there's no human connection. There's no, I want to be able to look someone in the eye and feel their pain and feel their joy when the light bulb goes off. I don't want them to be like, oh, I'm going to pay you money and you can, you're a dime a dozen. You're telling me the same shit as Joe Schmo down the road. There's so many people doing that. I want people to feel that I'm coming to them from my heart. I want them to know that I'm vested in the journey with them, not just, here, I'm going to take your money and then program AI to tell you exactly what to do. I want them to feel the genuine human capacity, the touch, the I'm in the trenches with you kind of thing. And I think that that's what sets us apart. That's what makes us different, because everybody out there is looking to the easy way out, the instant gratification, oh, I can put in less work and make more money. You can make just as much money by being an honest human being and caring about people's results and really truly helping them work through their stuff, instead of just giving them a program that they could Google and find online.
Yeah, I can't be dishonest about it, because then I'm the very person I'm trying to protect them from. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? There,
Exactly.
there, there hasn't been a lot of transparency in health, I don't think. And I'm in Western medicine and I teach Eastern and Western. I have a nice balance of both. So I didn't find that people were out there giving answers. Look at COVID. Nobody knew what the hell was going on. There wasn't a lot of people showing up to tell them, "Hey, you're going to be okay." You know what I
Right.
mean? So,
Everybody jumped on the bandwagon and it's the worst thing. Nobody's gonna live. It's yeah.
see, and that's just it. I walked into that hospital. I mean, I ran into help, and I knew I was going to be okay. There wasn't a doubt in my mind. My husband said to me, "You going?" I said, "Hell yeah." He said,
But
"Okay, just be safe."
but that's what sets you apart from all the other people. You know that you're gonna be okay because you're trained, you're educated, you know what your body's capable of. That's why we need more people like you in that field.
I mean, we practice standard precautions and stuff like that for
Right.
a reason. I was educated well, you know what I mean? So they told me what I needed to know to stay safe. They don't just throw you out on the floor
Right.
and say, have at it. You know what I mean?
Knock yourself up.
you know, I mean, my first day on the floor, I was a rock, but I made it through. You don't think you're ever going to remember it, and something happens and it all comes rushing back. But I think it's just really sad where the online space is really going. So, I think you and I were talking to Leslie, and we were talking about how they're going to start regulating the actual online space. She's frozen on me. What's going on? So you froze on me there for a minute. So Leslie and I and you, we were on a call about something else, and we were talking about how they're now going to start regulating coaching and all these, not just coaching, all these people that are out there online claiming all these, things, these amazing things they can do in 3 days, right?
Right.
So I think part of that is because they see where how much money's in it. So a little of that is their greed. They want to be able to control that with licenses and stuff and make some of that money.
Agreed.
But I think in a way it's kind of good. You know what I mean? Because you can't say you're a health professional because you went through a 6-month class on nutrition. You can't even begin to learn what you need to know about the body in a 6-month or a 9-month class on nutrition. It,
Right.
it might be enough for you to help your family or one or two people, but it's really not setting you up. And a lot of people think after that, they should just go out and get clients, and they really need to keep learning. So people miss that part of it.
Right.
You know,
I mean, even when you go to nursing school and you get a degree and you're out on the floor and you're a nurse, you have to take continuing education. There's a reason for that.
yeah,
It's not just like I got my degree when I was in my early 20s and now I'm good to go until I'm, retired. There's a reason why there is the continuing education. I mean, think about it. People who are selling insurance have to do continuing education. Why would you not expect your healthcare professional to? And the fact that there are people out there who are Googling stuff and going online and saying, okay, I can get a certification for healthcare within 6 months. And then they're going out there and telling that they know everything. They're the end all be all. A lot of them have never experienced the things that they're coaching people to try to overcome or get through. I take very little stock with somebody who needs to tell me, oh, I'm certified, I have this, I have that. It's different versus somebody that you can see with you. You've been in the healthcare industry and field your whole entire life. So who would you trust? Somebody who's been in the trenches and done all the thing and did the education and did all the things, or somebody who's like, oh, I have a certification, took me 6 months and now I'm good to go. It's a
yeah.
no-brainer as far as I'm
But
concerned.
because I'm being honest, people don't, they see me as like, trying to scare them, I guess, because I know what that road looks like for them.
But you know what scares
I
people?
know what that road looks like for them. I know that all those fad diets are causing the leaky gut that I had. I know it. I mean,
But
that's how I got to where I was. Nobody wakes up one day 300 pounds and says, gee, I'm so happy to be here, you
yeah,
know,
I
with
think it scares
thyroid
people.
conditions and autoimmune diseases. It just doesn't work. So, you know, I was lucky that I had some knowledge that I could reverse engineer that, right?
Right, right.
And go on to help other people. But that wasn't even why I came online. I mean, I was just, while on the front lines, I saw that people just originally I came online just to answer questions. People couldn't get in to see a doctor. And I said, well, maybe I can help. Let me say, hey, I'm a nurse. Can I help you? Or, um, and I started this group, and everything kind of went crazy. I was calling the pounds to go and all this other stuff. So I did have a group for weight loss, but everybody knew I was a nurse, so everybody came in for the nurse. So I said, okay, let's ask the nurse. You have questions? All right, I guess that's where we're going. And then I like but people are afraid to talk. What I'm finding is that people are afraid to talk about what's really going on with them because they don't know who to trust in the online space. So you and I were talking about that too. I can't tell you how many people reach out to me during the course of a day. Hey Andrea, I love what you're doing out there. I'd love to have a coffee chat. And then I'm getting a calendar link and they want to know where I am at my business, how much money I have to invest. What does that have to do with a coffee chat?
Because those people are using the coffee chat as a pretend tactic to find out how they can get you to pay them money to teach that you something that you already know. That's what those coffee chats are. But most people are like, oh, come and have a coffee chat. Why don't you just tell me that it is what it is? It's a networking session and you're looking to pitch me. Be straight up honest. I can respect that more than somebody saying, let's have a coffee chat and get to know one another when the next question out of your mouth is, where do you struggle in your business? I know where you're headed.
Well, I mean, I had someone reach out to me in a group and tell me he wanted to interview me. And I saw what he sent me and I said, listen, I don't need any of this stuff. Oh, you're going to want to work with me. I said, I'm pretty sure I'm not. I said, I said, because even the way that you're meeting me is not, it's not true. I said, so you've already lost that trust.
Right.
I
And
said,
do
so
you
you're
think,
not starting off in a good place with me, buddy.
right. And do
Sorry.
you think that people are intimidated by you or they see the fact that you're a nurse and that you've been in the healthcare industry for so long as a stopping point? Because most people, let's be honest, want that instant gratification results yesterday, and they know you're not going to give them that. They want the easy way out. They want the quick fix. They want the, you know, I only have to like pop a pill and I'm like 30 pounds gone by, Sunday. I think a lot of people don't want to put in the work.
Well, it depends. I have a lot of clients that surprise me. Like when we start talking, about foods and stuff that they should be eating. I don't give anybody a diet. I've never given anybody a diet. I always ask them what they're eating now and give them things that they need to add in to complement what they're eating, and ask them what they're willing to get rid of. Right? What's not a must have, right? So I know where they're at, but a lot of it is really helping them work through what got them there, because nobody winds up in that body on accident, right? So there is a lot of underlying trauma, emotional shit that we hold on to, and we're just not even aware of it. I mean, some of the things I say, listen, I need you to put yourself first, and oh, I'm so busy, I got to,
Yes.
I don't know how to put myself first. They said, well, wait a minute, back up, what did you say? Can you
Yeah.
say that again? Because I hear every word they say. And I say, well, you say that you don't put yourself first. Well, why is that? Oh, I don't know how. So then you have a starting point. You know what the struggle is, because if they don't see themselves in that situation, then they're not going to get that help.
Right.
They have to see them. They have to be part of that family that they're creating around them, and micromanaging, because
Yeah.
that's usually what happens. We tend to micromanage everything around us because we don't want to look at who we are.
What we really got going on.
Yeah, I mean, and we're taught that since we're kids.
Yeah.
Don't tell people what's going on inside this house. Don't tell them this. Don't tell them that. You know, Mom, I don't feel good. Sure you do. Get outside.
Suck it up. You're not missing school unless you're bleeding on an orifice or you have a bone sticking out of your skin.
Exactly. So we're taught to really hide our feelings or suppress it, or we come home and we really have something that we want to talk about, like just that we really did good at something. Maybe we got an extra gold star that day, and so everybody's busy. So we feel some kind of level of not so important.
Right.
And we do take that with us, you know, because it's something, it could be something so small, I've had clients that are angry at people that have died. And I said, well, that doesn't mean you can't tell them how you feel. Write that letter.
Right.
You don't have to tell him, but write out what hurt you. And so you can let go of it, because you're carrying it. He's gone.
Exactly.
You know what I
And I
mean?
think and I think that's the other thing too, is asking the questions and getting them to be honest with themselves, to look within, to really answer the questions in an honest way. Because let's be honest, most people don't know who they are. They don't know what's going on inside their own body. They're just like zombie robots going through the day. Most of us don't take the time to just be like, okay, I'm going to prioritize myself today. I'm going to make sure that I'm okay, because if I'm not okay, then I can't give to other people. And a lot of times I find that clients have never asked themselves the deep down questions to figure out what got them to that point in the first place, where they need help. It's one of those things where life altering things, something happens, and then it's like, oh shit, now I have to figure out. But they want the quick fix, they want the pill, they want to mask it. And I think sometimes modern healthcare perpetuates that, because they're like, okay, go to the doctor. We're going to give you this prescription for antibiotic and you're good to go. They don't ask what's going on that caused that in the first place. They just, quick fix. Here's a script. Let's go get you out the door. It's like a numbers game. And
Mm.
I think we need more people to dig down to the deep root core of what's going on, because there's a reason why they're sick. Not that just to have a cold or whatever. There's a reason, something that they're lacking in their body that made them get to that point where they are bad enough that they have to go to the doctor in the first place.
Oh,
So asking the
absolutely.
question.
Absolutely. But when I give people a choice between whether they want very structured, they all tell me, no, I'm not a structured person. I don't have it in me. But I find that the more structure I give them, the better they do.
Yep, better results.
Because they do adjust. But this is about learning it, so a lot of people say you shouldn't teach them everything either. I don't believe in that either, because it's my job to make sure they don't need me,
But
right?
why should you hold back? I mean, why would
Well,
you
they
have to
they
ask
think that,
everything?
people don't want to know the health aspects of it. But if I tell you what this is doing in your body, then you'll understand the importance of eating it, right?
Right. That's how I look at it.
But if I
Yes.
just tell you it's green and it helps, then what is it?
Eat
It's
as much
green.
leafy
Eat
greens
it,
as you can.
you know? No,
Yeah,
nobody's gonna care. So, but there's a lot of different mix, and everybody has their own style. But you have to listen. I've had clients that weren't talkers and didn't want to open up, and they have to be ready. So their journey depends on how willing they are to be honest, right? Because it is about honesty. You're not hurting me if you don't tell me what's really going on. If
yeah,
I give you a journal and you're lying to yourself. You're not lying to me, right? Because I sent
exactly.
out journals to all my clients for Christmas. Really
Nice.
pretty journals. I had one lady come back and tell me that she didn't want to draw in it. It was too pretty. I said, she said, I might mess it up. I said, how could you mess it up? So there was a message in there that she didn't think her words were important. I said, either you don't think your words are important enough for you, or you worry about somebody seeing that.
Right,
I said, but
exactly. I was just gonna say, who's
but
gonna
you're
find that and
but
read
you're
it?
entitled, yeah, but you're entitled to those feelings, right? So you get like a mix of a lot of different things. You really do. And you have to be willing to be flexible with all of them. So if you're smacking a generic diet or a generic plan out there, it's not going to work for everybody. It's not, because some of my clients have hypertension and kidney disease and heart disease, and I can't tell them, yeah, just stick to the vegetables, cut that meat out,
Right,
because how useful is that? I mean, really,
right.
you know.
And I think too, a lot of, and I'm not knocking any company per se, but I was in low ticket affiliate marketing with the nutrition supplement company, and it was a quick fix. It was like you take these shakes twice a day, you have one good meal, you take the vitamins, you're getting all the stuff that your body supposedly needs in a daytime. Yeah, I did that for months and months and months, and yeah, I lost 135 pounds. But the minute I stopped doing that, I hadn't dealt with the reason that I got to be that weight in the beginning. That was a quick fix. That was like a band-aid on the problem. The problem was is I'm an emotional eater. I watched my mom yo-yo diet her whole entire life. There was a reason why I got to that point, and I had to finally figure out, why are you doing this? Why are you okay with putting shit in your body that you know is bad for you? You have to come to terms with yourself, and like you said, stop lying to yourself and stop looking for the quick fix, because let's be honest, nobody can afford to continue to do that type of thing for the duration of their life. So why not spend the money on real food and deal with the issues and get yourself the good nutrition along the way?
Well, a lot of these diets really cause severe sickness. I mean,
Yeah.
the guy Atkins that made all that money on the Atkins diet, he went into congestive heart failure while in a coma. He fell and hit his head, went into congestive heart failure, and gained 30 pounds while in a coma and died. So, and this was the guy that was pushing red meat. So, keto talks about eating all this meat and stuff. It's the same thing as the Atkins diet. It really is, right? So there are healthy ways to do keto, but they're not
Right.
selling them out there.
No, because
It's
there's not
also,
money in that.
but keto's also a diet that was made for men by, and helps men. It's not a diet meant for women. It's not. And if you understood the concepts, but that would be a whole long thing. But it doesn't work with female hormones at all. It actually causes more sickness in them, right? So it will throw off the metabolism and your cortisol levels in a major way. So it's not good. Um, so what I'm wondering is that with everything that's out there, how are people supposed to know who's real and who's not?
I think you can, for me personally, I'm beginning to learn how to read people very well by the body language, by the way they say things, by the language they use, by the genuine, heartfelt caring. I mean, when I get on a conversation with somebody and I know that they're out to pitch me, I can pick that up right away. And the bullshit meter goes off pretty quick when people are telling me something. I'm like, you have no fucking clue. You don't know any more than I know on that. So I think, do due diligence, but the sad part is on social media, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors, and there's a lot of people out there that have a lot of stuff on their biographies on their page and all the things that are not who they truly are. Let's be honest. So you got to kind of just do due diligence. I think have the conversations and know what you're looking for and know how to also sniff out the crap.
I like that. I like that. Well, I mean, I get a lot of shit in my inbox every day, and I'm just like, so I'm pretty good at like sniffing people out too, but I'm not worried about like us. Like a woman was asking me to, I think the other day, if I was interested in making money at home in like a half an hour a day and stuff like that. I said, "Oh, really? Really? In a
Tell
half
me
an hour,
more.
in a half an hour a day?" So sometimes I like to bait them, if I
Yeah.
have a few minutes. "Oh, really? In only a half an hour a day? Can I quit?" So, and then she went from that to how her friend invests the money for her, so all you got to do is give this money. So she went right from "let me show you how you can make money on slides" to
Give me
"give me
money.
$1,000 to invest and watch it triple." So there are a lot of people out there, and this is my concern, because there's a lot of elderly people out there, and there's a lot of people that are very naive, and they trust people, just like people call them and say this is the IRS, and they're paying them a tax that they don't owe, you know,
I
and
don't
then
get
they
to go to prison.
then they find out later. So and there's no real censorship on this. So people are losing a lot of money out there. People are investing with people. And then the other thing that I really love is that people tell you something's guaranteed, but it's not really guaranteed, because the fine print says if you do everything I say, show up for every call and stuff. So they're really not giving you any
Right.
guarantees. They try to turn that around into you didn't do A, B, C, and D, so people need to smell that coming. What does this
I,
guarantee actually guarantee? you
right.
know,
I think too, when you said that, like, if you're going to actually be diligent about getting people the results, you should have a guarantee in there that says, I will work with you until you achieve the results, as long as you are, hitting these parameters, doing this, and this, and proving to me that you're doing it, I will help you get those results. The sad thing is that there's so many people preying on other people's desperation right now that, I mean, I fell victim to it before. Like my cafe closed, I was like, oh my God, I need money. And it's like everybody could feel that energy of need and desperation and need. It's like, oh, send us this and do that. And then people come up with, their last $100 on their credit card to get this thing that they think is going to turn into this major windfall. When, let's be honest, take a breath, stop, sit, and get inside your own head and go, does this sound too good to be true? Because if it does, it most generally is.
it is. It is. It's very sad. I see health taking a really turn. You know what I did notice that makes me feel really good though? I have a lot of nurses showing up online. So I'm saying, yeah, send in the troops. Some kind of reasoning out here. I couldn't even say that. Some kind of reasoning out here.
Right.
And they're reaching out to me. So I'm like, yeah, nurses unite.
Right.
So
Exactly.
yeah, because you need your people. Nikki Cooper's out here. I love her to death. A lot of people, but a lot of people that I also works with see me online, and they're like, "Oh my God, Andra, what are you doing out here?" And now they're all in my stories, and they're saying to me, "Oh, I want to do this. How do I?" I said, "Well, you should help." You know, I reached out to another nurse I used to work with because he's always in my stories. And when I first came online and I said I help people lose weight, he said women, and he said, why not men? Why not men,
I'm not a
Andra?
man.
I said, don't worry, Brian, I'll help you, right? So so he reaches out to me in my stories, and I said, hey, I have this show. I'd love to interview you, like real health professionals. And he said, Andra, I am so far away from health. He said, I'm sorry, I can't be on that show. But he's so honest, and that's what I love about nurses because, you know, um, part of me when I first came online wanted to help the people I work with because we are those people that are stressed out, not taking care of ourselves, missing meals. We are those people.
Right. The
We're so busy
overworked
micro,
under,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. We're the worst. We're taking care of everybody else. I mean, that was
That's
my
a,
story.
I find that so funny because like when my mom had a massive heart attack when she was 52 years old and had less than a 1% chance to live, and the doctor came out and he's like, I did all I could do. The rest is up to the man upstairs. And I looked at this man who is a heart doctor, a heart surgeon, and he's like 350 pounds, sweating profusely,
Hmm.
like,
Hmm.
oh my God, you're here, you're telling me what to do to help, keep my mom alive. And you're like, you obviously are not walking the walk. And so it's hard to, it's sad. I think that's what it is. It's sad that there's people like that. And the man saved a lot of people's life and he saved my mom's life. But it's like, then after that, he had a heart attack. Someone else had to save his life for him to get to the point where he's like, oh shit, I need to take care of myself.
But you have a lot of nutritionists. I actually saw like a poll on this, like, would I hire a nutritionist that was heavy? And I said no, absolutely not.
Why
Because
would you?
because I see it's hard to take them seriously. Um but I mean it could be genetics, it could be a lot of factors, but so if they were healthy and stuff like that, because you're really buying that, you're paying for their knowledge. Um
But
and
if they have that
she
knowledge,
could be pregnant when you see her online. There's a
right?
lot of other factors, so I don't want to be
True.
biased, but I'm just saying if someone.
If it's blatantly obvious,
But I mean, I wouldn't ask for help from someone who wasn't in better health than myself. So if I'm going
exactly.
to you for help, you know,
Right. Agreed.
like even when my mother used to go to the doctor, she used to come home more confused, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, nurses kind of dumb down what the doctor just said. We know how to explain it at a
Right.
third grade level. And I was like, Mom, why didn't you ask those questions? So it's the same concept. I don't understand. You're paying for that service when you go to the doctor. You need to ask those questions.
Right.
That's what you don't come home and use Google. Ask him. You paid him, not Google.
And I think a lot of people, though, they feel intimidated because here's this doctor who has all these letters behind his name. They think that he's the end all be all, that knows everything, that they're afraid to ask the question because they're afraid that they're gonna be perceived as stupid. It's your life, it's your health. Why would you not ask the question? I don't understand.
See, I had a friend of mine that I knew that was trying to lose weight, right? And um I didn't think that she really needed to lose that weight, but she's tall, so she didn't, and she says she's big bone, but I thought she had a nice physique on her. And she had high cholesterol and all this other stuff, and it ran in the family. So he wanted to quickly put her on a cholesterol pill, and she said, I'm going to try diet first. And he basically said, all right, good luck with that. But then 3 months later, when she came back, not only had she lost the weight, but the numbers were down. And she said, well, he said, well, what happened? She said, I changed my eating. He said, oh, well, that might have something to do with it, but that's not, it can't be all that. And she said, what?
Oh my gosh.
You know? So I don't know. You get what you pay for out there too. I think doctors sometimes have become, I don't think they really caught up since COVID, honestly. And I think they're really overwhelmed. And I mean, I know as a nurse, the more we did, the more they gave us to do. And it became less and less and less about the patient. So that's what really attracted me to about the online space, that connection, because that's what we do as a nurse. We build those connections, you know. But this is not about me. This is we're talking gabbing about me. So I think that we really have to keep our eyes open and see where this is going, but really, you know, ask for those credentials. If someone tells you they're a marketing expert, then they should have gone through some kind of marketing school, right?
And if somebody tells you something and they're claiming to do something, I've had so many people like in my inbox are like, I can scale your business to 10,000, 20,000, $30,000 a month. And then you go to their profile page and it's like a new account, or they have like 6 pictures on there. And it's like, had, you've not lived a life. You have nothing going on in your Facebook page. So do due diligence to like kind of scope things out and do a little bit of research instead of just taking it, for face value.
So you got to be careful too who you're friending. So I have a lot of people that send me requests. I must have about 200 that are just sitting there in the request folder, right? And there was he looks like an actor. I don't know his name. But his wife was going through a lot of stuff. So I said, keep the faith. So this morning I had a message from him. And I said, well, that's odd. So I listened,
Right.
oh, thanks for all the follow and all the love and the support all these years. I was like, what are you talking about? I don't even know who it is, right? So so he said, send me a friend request. And
Nope.
I said, that's weird. So I said, no, I don't think so. But you have a lot of people that I see this a lot on women's profiles, especially men that say, oh, I love your profile. Like I have certain friends that I'm always talking with on Facebook. So I had a guy on my Facebook one day, right? And then I was responding to like cheer one of my friends on, and the same guy was there with the same message. I said,
Yep.
damn, man, get a new script,
You
right?
get, you get around, buddy.
I said, I just saw you on my page.
Yeah,
So, but that's what they do. They need to, you know, when you have certain parameters, like you can control your friends, like a lot of people lock their profile. So I won't I wouldn't accept a friendship from someone with a locked profile. It's just me. If you don't want people to see who you are, then you have something to hide, right?
exactly.
So
Or a profile without a profile pic. That's a red flag.
yeah, so but I will um I won't do that. But like someone has to have at least 100 friends in common, you know?
That's that's smart.
So not like one or two people, because a lot of times people will friends that are on their list just to get to that person. So
Yeah,
I'm not big on that. So
yeah. Me
I'm
either.
very particular. So I do lock my friends list because a lot of people friends you just to get your friends list. But there's tools out there even for that now. There's something called Pepper. Pepper goes into groups and adds people to your list while you sleep. So these are the things that people are out there promoting. People stealing. Here, go get Pepper, steal some email lists, and then market to these people. If people don't want you messaging them, they damn sure don't want you in their email. They don't
Right.
want you on their friends list. So,
Exactly.
but there has to be some kind of barrier, because I get 100 a day, same exact script. I don't know who's selling this script, same exact script. If I could get you 15 to 20, new leads, 30 leads every month, is it worth a message? And I wrote, nope.
Nope.
So, or you don't respond, but responding to them allows them to keep messaging you. So,
Exactly.
but there's a lot of scammers out there, and it's not very inviting anymore. Facebook is really changing, and I get a lot of people that tell me they're from Facebook that they're not. They're trying to steal your pages, you know.
Yeah.
So anybody listening, Facebook will never send you a message in Messenger, right?
Right.
Messenger. I couldn't even say that. Um, but they just don't, so be careful because there's people out there that are hacking and so
Yeah.
the new thing that people are talking about for their business is school. It's a platform where you really don't need any other tools to grow your business. um it's all there. You can put your courses there. There's gamification, which is really cool. You can have memberships, you can have free, you can have memberships. So if somebody is just starting online and they don't have, you know, any skills or anything, there's a bunch of different platforms inside of there that teach you skills. You can have a group on how to be a weed whacker. I mean, it doesn't really matter, so certainly people aren't going to pay you $300 a month for that weed whacker group unless there's a lot of weed whackers out there, right? But based on level of skill, like if you're teaching kids how to color, no one's going to pay $300 for their kids to learn how to color, right? Some
Right.
people will, but not a lot. So, but they teach you about the skills. They show you how to use the board, which really like. So I've been on there a while because I'm in a lot of people's platforms, and I opened my community just recently because Alex Hormozzi is in there, and he wrote the book 100 Million Leads, right? And another one that I read. But Alex really gives, he's all about giving and showing you and putting in the steps. So if you don't know how to grow your business, that's one thing. But if someone gives you the steps and you don't take them, that's another story, right?
Mother.
So he's he's all about that, so a lot of people create busy work for themselves. I did that in the beginning. I created lots of little busy things because I hated going live. So I found all these little stupid things to keep me busy. Oh, I can't, gotta do content. Oh, I can't, I gotta, because I hate being on camera. But yeah, but so there's a lot of stuff out there. If you could tell the audience anything to really help them navigate through this online maze, what would that be?
I think for me, it's, you know, listen to your gut. Don't fall prey to the, people telling you that you can have instant results or they can turn your $100 into 100,000 in a week or whatever. Just do due diligence and just really, if you want to be in the online space, you have to have thick skin, but you also have to come from your heart because that's the way that you're going to actually find people that are truly in need of your services when you are really heartfelt and you're doing it from a place of integrity and seriously wanting to help people. And don't let the online space or anything else that's going on in the online space change that for you, because eventually everybody's going to see through the bullshit, the smoke and mirrors, the white noise, and they're going to come back to you because you've stayed the course, you've been honest, you've been integrity the whole time through. So I would say just truly be honest and to yourself.
Even though, I mean, you see all these people out there lying through their teeth, and either they're doing really well at it or they're just lying about that too. But it really makes you question, integrity levels, so I'm all about the integrity. I have to be able to live with myself at the end of the day. And
Exactly.
you know I do hold up on my promises or work with them until they get it. Because sometimes, you can promise somebody something in 3 months because that's the norm, but everybody's different. So you can't say, okay, 3 months is up, gotta go,
See you, bye.
well, I mean, you have to have some kind of integrity too, because if you do work with them till they get their results, that's better for your business. You're only helping yourself,
Yep.
because you are still getting that result for them, right? Instead of just saying, sorry, time's up, right? So
Yep.
you have
Exactly.
to see it that way. All right, guys, we chewed your ear off a lot about a lot. So thank you for tuning in and joining me and CJ today here on the real life of the entrepreneur. Have a good day. You stay, my darling. I gotta